From the land of the rising sun comes the fiercest fighters, the hardest hits, and the brightest lights in pro wrestling. Joshi isn't just wrestling, it's heart, passion, and rebellion, packed into every single match. So lace up your boots, crank up the volume, and get ready to dive into the world where idols become icons and legends are born in the ring. This is where passion meets punk and wrestling meets pure chaos. Welcome to the Cult of Joshi with your host, Raja and John.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Cult of Joshi. I'm your host, Raja, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, John.
Hello.
And this weekend, there were so many things that happened, like, on the 20th in general, there was just like all of the events all at once, and most notably, of course, the event that we were most excited about this weekend, The Conversion from Stardom, which was a huge pay-per-view, huge sold-out pay-per-view.
Yeah, sold out, man.
And man, was that crowd hot.
It
was crazy, but there was like, we actually managed to watch a good amount of things this weekend.
We did,
we were on top of it this weekend.
I'm proud of us.
I am too, because sometimes it's hard to just keep up with literally so many things happening.
Especially when your heart gets broken a couple times. You know,
a few times.
But that's booking, baby.
Yes, like not everything we think should happen or want to happen is gonna happen, right?
No, it's not, and I think it's a really good lesson for the world. You know what? I went off on a personal tirade earlier on a certain social media platform under a certain name, but it was just because I had to get my thoughts out.
Right.
And, my thoughts were basically the fact there was a lot of people saying a lot of things.
Yes.
About a lot of stuff. Can I be any more vague than that? So about booking decisions and about this and that, and honestly, it went to other forms of things that I enjoy, other forms of media. There was a movie coming out that I'm very excited about seeing.
Yeah.
So then people that I watch a lot on YouTube, they were just completely lambasted. They were going dogpiling. They were just going nuts. And I'm like, you know what? I watched the same trailer, a minute trailer. And out of that minute trailer, one site that completely just blows this company that's making the movie.
Right.
They made a 40-minute video.
Off a 1 minute trailer?
Off a 1 minute trailer.
I mean,
I kid you not, right?
Do what you want with your life, I guess.
So that's an extreme to one side.
It is.
The other side has to be critical of everything that certain companies do.
Right.
Because those companies have tried pushing specific messages in the past.
Yeah.
Okay. And the thing about it is, everybody is doing that. And it was really bothering me that there's certain streamers that I enjoy watching.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm trying to be very careful not to just take what their opinion is as my opinion. If I haven't put the thought into the whatever the subject matter they're talking about is.
You got to watch the original thing before you listen to
because I may
else.
not even cared about that subject.
Yeah.
I may not have cared if the people grew roses in the middle of the city or if they grew, daffodils, whatever. I don't know.
I got you.
But I'll watch something on it because it's lazy. I can sit back. I enjoy listening to this person.
Yeah.
And listen to them tell me why it has to be roses. They can't believe, they're completely appalled that it's not roses this year. And it's only not roses because of a conspiracy that goes very deep, probably has something to do with them Freemasons. And,
some people are like, it has to be roses.
But it's very scary because then you get very behind it.
Yeah.
Only based on this person's opinion that sounds pretty clever, sounds smart.
Right.
Because they took a couple things out of context, put some haha around it, some can you even believe this?
Yeah.
And you can make anything sound anyway. When we do this show, we can make every amount of booking sound like dog shit.
We could.
Or
we could.
Or we could just be, very over the top about it and fake. We try to give little hints.
Yeah.
And let you make your own decision.
Yes.
If it's really bad, we're just going to say what happened and kind of give a and go on. It's kind of comical But again, it's leaving it open for you to make your own decision because we want people to make their own decisions.
Yes, we'll always tell you, go watch the match and form your own opinion because this is just what we think and feel about this particular piece of wrestling media.
Exactly. And, maybe it comes from actually doing it and having to deal with waking up every day and trying to spend 40 minutes to get out of bed.
Right.
And appreciating that even if it didn't go quite the way, there's also thoughts and patterns and bookers put my God.
Yeah.
They're trying to tell a story from the finish to the beginning.
Yes.
So they've got plans ahead, regardless of whether if you think they do or not. They've got plans, and they're trying to get, in this day, visas and all this stuff. There's all kinds of things out there that are always causing problems. But it just gets to me sometimes because it feels like we have to be super hypercritical of everything right off the bat.
Yes.
No matter what it is, no matter who you are, no matter what spectrums, from wrestling to politics to music to movies.
Yeah.
It's like we've lost the ability to just enjoy.
Yeah. A lot. It does seem like that more and more and more.
When I was a kid, and even to young adult, I was able to, especially as a kid, turn on wrestling and watch wrestling and think about the stories. I was able to think about the fact of whether or not, this was going to hurt this person or if they were going to be able to come back or how this title run. I was into the lore.
Yeah.
It just like when I read a book or I'm watching, if you watch an anime, whatever, you really get into the story and the lore and you're excited about it. And how's this character going to do this? How are these two people going to get together?
Yeah.
And you really want them to get together. It can be and should be the same way in wrestling.
I agree.
But somewhere like with the insider crap and all this stuff, and I was just as guilty as anybody. As soon as I get an internet, the first thing I wanted was the Wrestling Observer. That was the first thing I wanted. And because you wanted to know everything from behind the scenes, it was cool or whatever.
Yeah.
The problem with this is it somewhere became very blurred lines. It became, a lot of the work was happening, people getting worked from the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
And it just becoming more of the issue. Like, I didn't think about who the damn booker was.
Right.
I didn't care.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure when you were a child, things happened that you didn't like on your wrestling all the time, and you didn't spend like weeks
but I was
thinking
mad
about
at the heel.
Yeah, exactly.
Not at the booker. Like when it went the way I did, if it was something stupid, I was mad. I remember being mad at the commission, at the athletic commission in Baltimore. because I wanted to write a letter, honestly, because they stopped the Lex Luger match because of blood.
Okay.
But the thing is, Lex was really, really shitty at blading. So he did the blade job, and it was maybe a poke and twist. And there was just like one little trickle of it's terrible. And you got to think it's NWA. So normally it's just bloodbaths.
Yeah,
it's just gushing.
Just everywhere.
Everybody's gaffed. It's bad. So this one match, they stop.
Because of this one little...
While he has Flair like in the backbreaker. Like it should have been over.
Right.
But they had to stop it because referee's like, oh, no. And the commission got involved and all this stuff. I was so mad.
Yeah.
If that was today, I would have been like, holy shit, Jim Croc. Oh my God, Dusty. I'd been like, Dusty's such a dumbass.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Didn't know that then, right?
Right.
There was some smart fans somewhere, like 10 of them.
Yeah, that would have known.
But that's not you're mad at the other stuff. And
right.
You were able to enjoy the stuff. You were able to enjoy the product. And I can't imagine that for a kid today. Like how wonderful it would be to just be able to enjoy the product. And, AEW, for example, like before the pandemic, I've been watching some of that stuff. Everything was, sold out in a second, like 10,000 seats, 12,000. And we were there for those.
Yeah.
Just fired up beyond belief. And when the pandemic happened, I think people really zoned in on content, on...
Oh, yeah, because they couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, on people's opinions and crap like that. And, it became like engagement farming to just hate on stuff.
To be mean.
It's like, oh, yeah, the billionaire mark and all this stuff.
Yeah.
it's really crazy because it had done a 180. Everybody hated WWF. I'm sorry. Everybody hated WWE. And they were all over it, right?
Yeah.
And then it was like, well, let's do this. Let's turn this. And
right. This gets more views.
It's just so infuriating.
It is. And I think it's important as well to remember that even if you don't agree with booking or something like that, there's still these men and women going out there and putting their bodies on the line every single week. Like, they're still out there doing their job to entertain people and putting on these great matches, even if it doesn't go the way you think it should, or somebody botches a move, quote unquote botches a move. They're just doing their job, and they're doing excellently at it. That's why they're at the top of their game, and they're in a place like AEW. So, like, just... it's sometimes I get mad because people forget that these are like human beings, you know? So it's just sometimes people can be a little intense about things that they love, and I understand because I get that way as well. But it's good to take a moment and remember that in the grand scheme of things, it's not the end of the world if a booking decision goes differently than how you would have wanted.
I mean, we're going to talk about one that killed me, and that was Carrara.
Yes, of course.
You know, we're going to talk about that. And, you know, I still don't know how I feel about it because I just feel it was early.
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't really give it the shot that it needed. And if you base things on how the house is doing, we're selling out everywhere. And, you know, so how do you base that? But everything, like if you look at everything Okada has done, and put it on a scale, right? If we're weighing it out old school, we're at some Middle Eastern market in like 580.
Right.
You know, it's way heavy on the good side.
Yeah.
And
it was super heavy.
Yeah, it's down, right? It's over here. Boom. And the bad stuff that I would think was like weird decisions are very minuscule.
Yeah.
It's
sometimes you just have to trust the process, right?
Yeah, most of it's worked out, and we have so much intrigue happening.
Yeah.
That I really think that this is one of those where you're just gonna have to trust it.
Yeah.
Because there's something cooking.
Yeah. I mean, it's like me with the whole Saida thing. Like, I was very adamant that I thought Saida should win the Wonder of Stardom Championship, but then it all came around to Hanan winning, and it's like, oh, this all makes total sense now, right?
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes you just gotta feel it out and wait a little while. Like, sometimes it'll come back around and you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it now. I understand.
You know what? The one thing I like about our community that we're building is our listeners seem very educated.
Yeah.
They
have some great takes.
We've had a lot of podcasts. You know, you and I have had several. And I've had them going back to...
We don't talk about those.
I've had them back to 2009. And, you know, in various fields.
Yeah.
And at various forms of success. But, you know, the whole time, you know, you've had some really bad takes. You've had, you know, good. But I really feel like we've got a really, really good thing building here because I always love the comments. I love the engagement.
Yeah.
And so that's, you know, I think that maybe if you build it, they will come.
Yes, I definitely think that people enjoy the way that we present the information because we try to not just be like, this is how it is and this is what you need to think as well. Like, and if you think anything else, you're an idiot. Like, that's not the way we play games, right? We're very much like, this is what we think. Tell us what you think. Because we love all the different opinions. And sometimes you guys say stuff and I'm like, oh, yeah, I never thought about it that way.
Even at my shoot job, you know, I tell people that I surround myself on purpose with people better than me.
Right.
And in different things that maybe I'm weak at.
Right.
And it's always okay. You have to look inward. Like when someone gives criticism, the first reaction is to be defensive. And
feel like you're being attacked.
Yeah, and to jump back out. I literally don't do that. I really try to be like, okay. And I always give it a minute.
Yeah.
And I want to think and look inward. Is any part of that right?
Right, yeah.
Is there something I can do differently?
Yeah.
And I think that we need to work on that.
As a community, as a full wrestling
as a
fan
world.
community.
Yes. But let's talk about this content.
Yes, we do have a lot of wrestling to talk about. So we're just going to jump right into it here. Starting off in AEW, because there were a lot of pieces move around this week in AEW. Starting off on AEW Dynamite, we had the first semifinal match for the women's Owen Hart tournament to see who will be going on to All In for an AEW Women's World Championship shot. And this match was between Mercedes Moné and Hazuki. And dear Lord, oh my God, this was one of the best women's matches on AEW television that's like ever happened in the history of the company.
This match was so good. And even from the very first of the match, Hazuki seemed a little nervous, right?
A little.
There was like, and it's different in rings. It's different in ring sizes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like her second time in one.
Yeah.
And it's hard, you know, and, but that became moot point as the wrestling started taking over. And the intensity that both women shared.
Yeah.
The stiffness that you don't always see in the States, you know, but in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
Just magnificent. This match was, obviously there's an architect involved.
Yeah.
Because it had a lot of hallmarks of Mercedes in it.
It did, yeah. It was a very classic Mercedes Moné match. It built beautifully. The way they started out, kind of feeling each other out. Of course, they've faced before in the past, but this was a totally different circumstance. It's been a little while. They're kind of working each other out, and then slowly it just becomes more and more intense until you get to the end of the match, and they're just literally like tearing each other apart, just completely devastating each other with these moves. And I know both of us had the crazy reaction to Hazuki or Mercedes tearing Hazuki down for the bank statement, just flipping her over by the arm. Like, it was so crazy.
That's what's missing in wrestling. Like, there was no cooperation there.
No.
and even if there was, the suspension of belief, the fact that she rips her down.
Oh, it was so good.
It is so beautiful. And that is like one of those things that is just so, you know, it doesn't always have to be, even though this was a technical masterpiece,
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a technical masterpiece. There's a Roddy Piper match I showed you years ago.
Against Craig Valentine.
Not the famous one, but one before that, leading up to the dog collar match.
Yes, and this was early in my wrestling watching.
Right, when you were expanding we're out. And it is a house show match. But Jesus Christ, they just destroy each other. But there's nothing technical.
No.
It's what you would call punch kick, right?
Right.
But it's just so real.
It was a fight.
And they're pushing each other down, pulling each other up. They're throwing each other. It's just amazing.
It's the struggle.
It is the struggle. And I felt the struggle in this.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love the fact of how long it was. And there was really, truly moments that I didn't know who was going to win.
Yeah, there were moments where Hazuki came really, really close. I mean, she hit the Hazuki straw. Like, there was so many things that she could have potentially won this match with. Unfortunately for Mercedes Moné, did end up the victor in this one and will be advancing to the final of the Owen at Forbidden Door. But man, this match was fantastic. If you, for some reason, haven't seen this Hazuki versus Mercedes Moné match, I implore you to go watch it because it is so fantastic.
It is absolutely the epitome of one of the times that someone wins in losing.
Yeah.
And Hazuki, if
the crowd loved Hazuki.
If somebody doesn't know who she is, they know now.
Yeah.
And she gets a chance. We've wanted her to be able to step out for so long.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yeah, because she has it.
Yeah, Hazuki hasn't been featured on top.
No, not in a while.
And it's one of those things that it's frustrating. That one is frustrating.
It's because every time you see her in a singles match, it's one of the greatest things you've ever seen. So you're like, why is she not on the top right now?
So I love the fact that this is happening. I love the fact she's coming, to the States.
Yeah.
For a short period of time.
Me too, yes, in July and August.
Great match, guys. Listen, if we were still doing rankings or ratings, this would be 5 stars.
Oh, yeah, all the way. Like, it was perfect. It was pretty much perfect.
It was perfect in being an entertaining wrestling match.
Gripped you and pulled you in, didn't let you go until the end. So it was amazing. And I'm like fiending to like find one of those shows that Hazuki's going to be on, and like we're gonna go find her and Rana and Cheery and everybody, and like I gotta see them all.
I was already aware that we're gonna be traveling.
You know, I gotta go find Rana.
Yes, I know.
How am I not? How's Rana gonna be that close, and I'm not gonna like go say hi?
Listen, I completely understand. Trust me, I'm wanting to go to Forbidden Door now.
Like find our way to California somehow.
Yeah, just
next week,
just for SOK. So.
Yeah, just for SLK. So on Collision on Saturday, we continued this little Owen Hart Foundation Cup journey because we had the other semi-final match. But before that, we had a qualifier match for the Survival of the Fittest match, which is coming up on July 1st. And that Survival of the Fittest is for the vacant TBS championship. So we already knew Persephone and Hikaru Shida were going to be in that match, which leaves 4 open spots. And this spot would be filled by either Chris Statlander or Mina Shirakawa. And they had a really excellent match against one another. Chris Statlander did come out on top. Harley Cameron on commentary. She's just a hoot, as always. But Chris Statlander will be joining Persephone and Hikaru Shida in the Survival of the Fittest. So only halfway full and already heavy hitters in that one.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be a heck of a match.
I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to see who the other 3 end up being. We know Harley has her match next week to qualify, but we don't know who she'll be facing yet. So it's very interesting just to see who the last 3 participants will be.
I thought she was facing the winner of Chris, and I guess not.
No, Chris qualified.
Yeah, Chris qualified.
Yeah.
See, I had that completely in my head wrong because
she did talk about it on commentary, like my opponent's a mystery, whatever. Right. It's kind of weird, but she just doesn't know who she's facing in the qualifier. And then for the Owen Hart tournament, to see who will be facing Mercedes Moné at Forbidden Door, we had Maya World versus Athena. Very teacher versus student. You know, Athena is one of Maya World's principal trainers down in Texas. That's where this match took place. So the crowd was very much behind both women in this match. It was the main event of Collision, which is awesome. And to no one's surprise, it was a banger of a match. You know, Athena never, ever lets anyone down when she's in a singles match. But I think the outcome was a little surprising for most people. I don't think anyone came into this seriously thinking that Maya World was gonna win. At least I didn't.
No.
I thought for sure we'd have Mercedes versus Athena at Forbidden Door. Athena has done 3.5 years as the Ring of Honor champion. She's had excellent wins. She's one of the most exciting people to watch in a singles match. So for me, it was a little disappointing just because we're not going to get to see that match. Like, it wasn't as, like, disappointing because Maya won. It was disappointing because Athena lost, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
no.
I was looking forward to it.
It does. And look, it's a beautiful story that Maya World has.
Yes.
You know, it's, as they put it, the Cinderella story.
Yes, exactly.
And, you know, it's one of those times that, you know, you kind of jump on and ride to ride.
Yeah.
And, you know, so that part is a good story. I agree with you, you know, kicking out of the O-face. I don't know how many people have done it, but it's, you know,
that's a lot. That's heavy.
with, you know, just kicking out of that and being able to do this. And yeah, I mean, I think that if we're going a certain way, and you mentioned this the other night, that I can see it. So if Maya World now gets a Ring of Honor world title match, and she is the one to finally end that and dethrone Athena and open up Athena for maybe an AEW run.
Right.
That would make a lot of sense.
It kind of makes sense with she's beat her twice already.
Yeah, and then Maya comes in eventually, and you know Athena can be the queen. But you know, or if we have Shiri coming in and doing something in Ring of Honor, and you know anything's possible. So the whole thing is, I know Tony Khan has something in mind.
Oh yeah.
So you know, as it goes right now, this is one of those times of just going to see what happens.
We're just going to have to ride the train.
Being such a fierce Athena fan, you know,
it's hard.
It's hard, but I also would think that, you know, that is her, you know, student.
Yes,
and
it is.
If she's going to lose to somebody, you know, I'm sure that's what she wants.
Will be Mercedes versus Maya World at Forbidden Door to see who will be going to All In to face Tekla or whoever has the AEW Women's World Championship by the time All In comes around. So pretty exciting stakes, especially for Maya World, who this is her biggest opportunity in her career so far. So she's definitely riding the Cinderella train. It's almost like a mirror of Miyu Amasaki in the Cinderella tournament earlier this year, right? It's like just slowly climbing the ladder without even she didn't even think she could do it, but she slowly gained confidence as she moved up the ranks. So we're just gonna have to wait for Forbidden Door to see what happens. I imagine that match is gonna be excellent because you got Mercedes in there who's gonna just drive the truck, and it's gonna be, you know how she is.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, man.
And we also found out that Divine Dominion will have a Forbidden Door match. Thunder Rosa is bringing Olympia with her to Forbidden Door to face Divine Dominion, so that's going to be fun.
I think it'll be really interesting, honestly, because Olympia, she's... Jesus Lord.
She's a big, strong girl.
Yeah. I think that she'll be able to stand toe-to-toe, if not in the height, definitely in the power department.
Right, yeah. When Thunder Rosa said she was bringing someone from CMLL, and then they announced it, I was like, who else would you tap if you were going to be facing two people like Megan Bain and Lena Cross? I mean, Olympia is the obvious choice, right?
Oh,
because
yeah.
she is so strong, and she could absolutely help against two powerhouses like them.
Absolutely.
But that's AEW for you. There are a few other things we want to talk about before we get to the conversion, because as I said, there were quite a few shows happening over the weekend. One of those shows was Marvelous's Friday Night Gacha, which is back for its second season.
Thank God.
And they had a show on the 19th that was just so much fun for one match in particular. But this show started off with a singles match between Aja Kong and Senka Akatsuki. We've seen this match multiple times in the past, and it usually goes one way with Aja Kong kind of ruling the ring, with Senka trying her best to do what she can. Aja did win this time against Senka, so I think she's up one in their win-loss record of singles matches.
It's still a fun match to see. I think Senka will ultimately overcome.
Yeah.
I think that Aja Kong's enjoying it too.
I think
you
so.
can tell she respects her in the matches, obviously. Yeah. And Senka's just got the world at her feet, man.
She does, and I wouldn't be surprised if Aja is kind of like her career sort of like mountain to climb. Like, she just continuously comes back to that match. The next match was another singles match where Nightshade beat the absolute tar out of poor Sweet Caroline.
Dude, I love seeing Sweet Caroline come out just to hear the song.
Yes.
And holy crap.
It was scary. Nightshade is a force, okay?
Nightshade is a trip. Listen, if you enjoy the Monster Hills.
Very, I don't want to say cartoony because it sounds bad, but she definitely gets into character.
But the fact of the matter is, it's exactly not it's not this tongue-in-cheek thing. She comes out and does the monster gimmick beautifully.
She does.
And I love hearing her, yapping out to, you could tell someone who's had to come up through the bars and clubs and stuff like that, because
it's a very loud voice.
Well, you work the crowd.
Yeah.
You work the crowd a lot. And, I enjoy the hell out of Nightshade.
She's so much fun. She's like scary evil witch, and she's gonna kick your butt.
She's honestly a treasure.
She is.
And I'm interested to see everything she ends up doing, man.
Yeah, so after that, the next match was one of the highlights of the weekend for us, honestly, because we just enjoy this kind of thing. So we had a 6-man match where Saki, Kakeru Sakaguchi, and Chiaki took on Yuko Sakurai, Misa Matsui, and Riko Kawahata. But not Misa Matsui and Riko Kawahata as we know them now. They were back to their very brightly colored babyface gear, and they were very sweet and like innocent in this match. So it was kind of crazy to see them like that.
So we can explain what the match is. If you've not seen
not
one of these,
not a normal 6-man.
If you've not seen one of these, it's very much harkening back, and I'll let you explain that to the actress girls. But man, Riko, dude, I'm the biggest Riko fan.
She's so much fun,
and it's so funny. We have our little fandoms, and we don't always let that bleed over,
right?
But Riko is one of my top 5. I just love Riko. I love everything she does because she is such an amazing character actor.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say the word actor. I don't want to be disrespectful.
Right.
But she gets into these roles And it doesn't matter if she's a Grace Sakuya. It don't matter what she's doing.
If she's evil Rico,
she's evil Rico without eyebrows.
Yes.
If she's being babyface Rico.
Yes, putting on her old gear from a year ago.
She's one of these, people that is completely a different person. And I love that because, sometimes in Hollywood you have some actors like Gary Oldman. Mm-hmm. Gary Oldman, I can watch a movie that has Gary Oldman in it and not know it was Gary Oldman.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm just like, what the hell?
You see his name in the credits and you're like, what? Where?
Yeah, there's no way. There's no freaking way.
Yeah.
And because just an incredible actor. But then you have some that are great, like De Niro, but it's always De Niro. It's just like Pacino.
It's like Jason Statham. They always play the same guy.
They're playing that. And that's kind of like Ric Flair, right? So Ric Flair went out there, greatest of all time, but it was always Ric Flair.
Right.
Rico's one of those people that you don't have, she doesn't always have to have a Rico match.
Right.
She can have your match.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, I do too. And I love this match. Okay, so this match, we saw one just like it in the first season of Friday Night Gacha. And the sort of stipulation of this match is that anytime the song Love Riddle plays, you have to stop and do the Love Riddle dance from Actress Girls. Okay, so they started off the match by all doing the dance together. So it was very nice. They had a little performance of the whole dance. And then the match got started, but like every 3 minutes, maybe less, Chigusa would hit that button and make them start dancing. And every time they do, they just get this look on their face. They're like, oh no, it's happening again. And they're dancing on the outside. They're dancing in the ring. And at one point, they're all down and Tommy starts dancing. Because she's the only one still up. Tommy's the referee, if you don't know. But it's so funny. And they're like yelling over at Chigusa at one point because they're like, could you please let us finish this match? They did not finish the match. It went to a time limit draw.
And if you want to watch it, I implore you to learn to dance.
Yes.
And every time they have to do it, stand up and do it.
At least like the main chorus dance.
Yeah.
It's like 4 moves, okay? It's very easy to learn. So by the end of the match, we were doing it with them because you see it enough times and you just pick it up. And it's so much fun. They're having a great time. They're cracking up. The crowd is like laughing their butts off.
I can hear Chigusa laughing.
Chigusa's laughing.
I don't know if we can literally hear her. It's just I hear it in my head.
She's having a great time. The bell rings at 15 minutes. And then Chigusa makes them do the entire dance again, like with a little ending flourish. And they're just dying. They're wiped. They're out of breath. They all just fall down afterwards. But it's so much fun. It's just the pinnacle of having fun while you're wrestling.
Yeah, and it's a reminder. It's a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
And it's just a reminder of what we do this for. We do this to entertain. We do this for fun. And that's one of those reminders.
It was fantastic. Some of the best wrestlers in Joshi right here in this match just having a silly time. Yeah. It's fun to see.
It's fantastic.
And you get the little bits of wrestling in between there, of course. But
unfortunately,
the whole match is just about the dance, and it's a catchy song too, so it'll probably get stuck in your head.
It will absolutely get stuck in your head.
We rounded out this night of Friday Night Gacha with a singles match between Jessie Jackson and Nyla Rose. Jessie Jackson's a very impressive wrestler, in my opinion. I love her look. I think she looks awesome.
Nyla Rose. Sorry, stupid Taz.
Nyla Beast. Yes, we love Taz. Oh, I miss AEW Dark. But Nyla did win this match, so it's appropriate to sing her song. And then in the main event, we saw Zones versus Momoka Hanazono versus Veni versus Chikayo Nagashima versus Mio Momono in the silliest, craziest, hardcore, if you can call it that, match that I've ever seen, with like ball pit balls and like bouncy horses and test dummy and a giant hammer that squeaks when you hit people with it.
See, another one of my top 5 are in this match. So I got Mio Momono in there. So.
Oh, Mio's so good.
She is.
Vinny did win this match, though, so It was silly, as you would imagine. But Friday Night Gacha is always a good time. It's a mystery vortex type of show, kind of like Monday Night Magic, and you don't know who you're going to see, but it's always Joshi, so it's very much one that we don't miss. I think sometimes last season they had men matches, like Titus and them will come in every now and then, but it's mostly Joshi, so it's always a good time, and you can count on Chigusa to come up with some ridiculous things to throw in there. So,
Always.
yes, Friday Night Gacha when it's on is worth not missing. But the other two shows we watched, other than The Conversion, both took place on the 20th, the same as The Conversion. I'm just going to run through these really quickly so we can get to the pay-per-view. But the first one is the Sendai Girls show on 6/20. This one kicked off with a singles match between Yuna and Mio Momono. You're one of your top 5.
Yes.
Mio did win this match against Yuna. Then we had a tag team match, Yura Suzuki and Stephanie Mays versus Miku Kanai and Hiroyo Matsumoto. Miku and Hiroyo won this match. Then Yurika Oka and Chi-Chi teamed up to take on Ryo Mizunami and Chihiro Hashimoto. Some of my favorite moments in this match, just Chihiro versus Yurika, and watching Chihiro just take the life out of your poor Yurika. Chihiro's scary, okay? We watched a match of hers, an old Gaia match. It wasn't really a Gaia match. It was like from Gaia Past and Future, because like Marvelous was already a thing.
Yeah.
Sendai Girls was already a thing. 2021, yeah. So it was Marvelous versus Sendai Girls. And there was a moment in that match where Chihiro Hashimoto's in there against Mio Momono, I think.
Yes.
And she's being beat down by Mio. And Chihiro, on the way up from like struggling to get up, turns the corner and does a double leg takedown on Mio so fast that I got scared.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
It was horrifying.
It was one of those things that you can just imagine her getting pissed off on a subway, right? Yeah. If old girl ever loses it, everybody dies.
Yeah, everyone around in the vicinity.
But we also watched Hashimoto in her debut match.
It was close to her debut. It was early 2016.
Yeah, early 2016 against Aja Kong. Oh. And it was just she already had it.
Yeah.
She had it. She was already believable.
She knows how to use her wrestling background to get the upper hand, even against someone bigger than her, like Aja Kong. Like, normally Chihiro's the bigger opponent, right? But she's not scared.
She always seems like she's holding back, right? Like, that's the thing. Like,
she's like, I gotta not kill people.
Yeah, it always feels like if she wanted to.
Yeah, if she snapped,
it would be over.
Her momentum, the amount of momentum she's able to gain in a short distance is just scary.
She's a hell of a first step.
And I love her. Rio did win this match.
Get well soon, Jim Ross.
In the semi-main event, we saw a singles match between Spike Nishimura and Manami, two fairly young talents still making their way in the Sendai Girls ring. Spike Nishimura coming out on top of this one. And in the main event, in a very fun tag team match, Sapphire Reed and Anita Vaughn took on Miyuki Takase and Miki Iwata. So a little Hyperactive versus Red Energy for the main event. A super fun match. All four of these girls are so talented.
Yeah, Sapphire and Anita have been doing great in Japan.
They have. They've been over there now over a month, and they've just been killing it. And they're so fun to watch. And like, you can tell their synergy as a tag team is top notch. So I'm always excited when I get a chance to see them, especially against one of my favorite tag teams in Red Energy. Mika and Miyuki did win this match, but it was so much fun. Sendai Girls is always a good time because the wrestling is going to be off the charts anytime you see it.
Absolutely.
The other show that we checked out this weekend was the Marigold 620 show, and it was one of their Korakuen Hall shows, so it was a little bit bigger, more story behind it. There were some title matches, but before the show started, we were introduced to two new debutantes in the Marigold dojo who will be making their debuts soon, and those girls are going by the names of Henri and Suzuka. So that's exciting to see some new debuts coming up in the future. A new set of young Marigold.
Yes, it's they're going to come up violent.
Yes, of course. This show kicked off with a singles match between Lady AI and Nanase, where Nanase got the win over Lady AI. Lady AI is still trying to find her footing as a rookie in Marigold, and Nanase was just able to get the edge on her here in this match.
Yeah, Lady AI did a lot better in this match than, some of the more recent outings, and so you can see that the continuous work is doing its job.
Yes, you can see the growth for sure, little by little. In the next match, we had a singles match between Misa Matsui and Hummingbird. So Misa Matsui is she's so good. Every time I watch her in a singles match, I'm like, my mind is blown.
Yeah, she's fantastic. And, she's one of those that I think I don't know, man. I'd probably put the big belt on her.
I know, like at least the UN belt, right? Like she feels like a champion.
She does.
It feels weird that she's not a champion.
I think she could hold it. I think that she could have, continuous challengers come in.
Yeah.
And I would love to see it. I would love to see it. I don't know, a heel champion. Yeah.
It's always fun, right? Because people want the baby faces to defeat the heel champion. So it's always fun to see a heel on top. So we've seen some of the best work done by heels.
Absolutely.
Misa did win this match against Hummingbird, who looked awesome in her gear, by the way. She looked amazing.
Yes.
The next match was also a singles match. Naomi Ishikawa versus Megaton. You know, when these two get in the ring together in singles competition, some shenanigans are going to go down.
Such a strange match.
I still don't understand what was happening.
So now just stands in a ring and takes everything that Megaton give her.
Yes.
Like everything.
Just blank stare.
Just standing. All the normal spots, she just took them and she stood in place and it was an obvious thing, right? It wasn't just that she was doing the finger poke of doom.
No.
She was doing whatever.
It's like she wasn't all there.
Yeah, she would still kick out though. That was the only kind of offense, if you want to say it, that she would do. But she took all these moves and very disinterested. She was very disinterested in the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she just explodes.
She got hold of the thing that Megaton brought out to the ring with her. It's like a little keychain thing.
Yeah.
She got hold of it out of Megaton's corner, and then she came back to life all of a sudden
and
won the match.
I'm guessing there's some kind of magic.
It seemed that way.
Involved that maybe has something to do with her when she turns her other character.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed something, and very possible. That I did.
Naomi Ishikawa is just an interesting person.
She is. She's so much fun. And
you never know what you're going to get.
She's so funny on interviews. She's just a funny person in general. But this match, like I said, I know there's something else cooking there. Maybe you guys can fill us in the comments.
Please explain if you understand what's happening with Naomi Ishikawa. One of my favorite things she did semi-recently was when she was teaming with Shioko. She kept singing over top of her. I love Naomi Ishikawa. She entertains the crap out of me. The next match was a tag team match. Jessie Jackson and Brooklyn Barrett, making her debut in Marigold, took on Yuka Yamazaki and Komomo Minami of Young Marigold. So it was a fun match, but Yuka and Komomo were able to get the win. Brooklyn Barrett unfortunately took the pin.
Who did I say Brooklyn reminded me of?
Young Paige. I think there was someone else you mentioned.
Yeah, she kind of had that Paige vibe.
Yeah, because she's kind of more of the alternative look with the dark hair,
like Paige in the Indies.
Yeah,
vibe.
Like young Paige.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell she's very young. She did really good here, but she did take the pin in her debut, so that's a little discouraging, I guess. But I think that she's gonna have a good time here. We've seen some of the foreigners that have come into Marigold have just some epic matches while they're there. So
signed right away.
Yeah, so Komomo Minami and Yuka Yamazaki did win this match, and we know that they've been trying to prove themselves and having trouble with like people like Chi-Chi coming in and saying they're better than them and all that kind of thing. So it's good to see them get a win here. The next match was Little Darkness Revolution, Chiaki Misamatsu and Nagisa Nozaki versus Nagisa Tachibana, Arina Yamanaka, and Shioko Koshino. The Darkness Revolution team was able to get the win in this match against the Babyface team. Then in the semi-main event for the Twin Star Tag Team Championships, Chika Goto and Koki Amurai put their belts on the line against Mai Sakurai and Natsumi Shozuki. So 2/3 of the 3D Trios champions trying to also become the tag team champions. Unfortunately, that would not happen for them. On this night, Chika and Koki won to retain their belts. And then in the main event, Miku Aono defended her Marigold World Championship against Nightshade, who we have been enjoying a lot of recently. And of course, Miku Aono having to overcome the very powerful Nightshade, who is a very strong person. So, and also all the evil laughing and whatnot, of Nightshade.
Really good match, though. Really solid match from both performers. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
And then we had a new challenger for the belt.
A new challenger. After Miku Ano won the match and retained the world championship, Nagisa Tachibana came out to challenge Miku Ano. Of course, Miku did the whole, like, I need to see a little bit more before I know you're ready for a title match. So Nagisa's going to have to prove herself.
Well, we're obviously heading that way, right?
Yeah, like, I'm excited about it. I think Nagisa is a great option out of the young crop of wrestlers to get a title match.
She worked so hard.
She has. She's really put a lot into it lately.
I love it. And obviously when we have some people out right now, you know, it works. And again, these people are going to rise up. And then when you get the other ones back, you're going to have a full roster of, you know, well-to-do people.
A lot of challengers will come back all at once, I feel.
You know, the crowd was into it throughout the night. It seemed like there was a little bit more than there was last time. So, you know, good job. You know,
good job, guys.
Way to go.
Keep it on. I don't know what I was trying to say there.
Hey, you know what? Keeping on.
Yes, that's the motto.
Seems like a shirt that would be released right now in Tokyo.
It does. With the English words.
This is our new shirt. Keeping on.
If you guys want to use that, go ahead. Go right ahead. I'll let you have it.
It's a freebie.
It's a freebie. So that brings us to the big boy, the pay-per-view that happened on June 20th, and that is Stardom The Conversion 2026 in Yoyogi to the tune of 2,844 fans.
Which is an announced a sellout for what they had on sale.
Yes, and it was packed, and like I said, the crowd was into it on this night. They were so loud for a lot of these matches.
Especially for that freaking trios match.
Trios match, holy crap. But we kicked off this night with 2 pre-show matches, both singles matches. The first one was Yuna Mizumori taking on Matoi Hamabe, and of course Matoi did her best in this match, but Yuna Mizumori, being more experienced and also the high-speed champion, had pinned Matoi with a roll-up to win this match. So unfortunately Matoi wasn't able to get victory here, but I think she had a really good showing nonetheless.
Oh, always.
The next match, the next pre-show match, was Mei Seira versus Emma Maishima, and this was Emma Maishima's final sort of test match for Neo Genesis against the members of her own new faction. So Emma and Mei, they meld really well together. You know, Emma's trying to learn more about that high-speed type of wrestling, and who better than Mei Seira to teach her about that?
Nobody!
Who better?
Nobody!
So Mei Seira did win this match. Of course, she pinned Emma Maishima, and who would have thought anything different? But I thought that Emma really showed her stuff in this match. She's going to be a great addition to Neo Genesis, and I think she's going to do a lot of growing with those girls around her as her sort of mentors.
If it exists, yes.
If Neo Genesis continues to exist.
Just saying.
To kick off the main card, we had yet another singles match where Aya Sakura went against Ane Kanaya, and Ane was she was chomping at the bit to prove herself in this match, to get a win even over Aya Sakura and prove that she is capable of being in Cosmic Angels. She did not win this match. Aya Sakura hit her with a old German suplex hold to pin her and win this match. She also got a few kicks to the head, poor Ane. But Aya seemed impressed with her because backstage she did say that Ane had passed the Sakurara examination because, you know, Ane faced Sayaka Kurara, who gave her blessing at Korakuen Hall. So Aya and Sayaka say, cool, we like you. And then Natsupoi Sariano and Yuna Mizumori kind of stroll up, and they're being kind of weird. We've seen that a lot out of Cosmic Angels lately, though. So they're like calling it a sort of assessment match coming up at the end of the month. Wow, my tongue is tied. And Natsupoi Sariano and Yuna Mizumori want to face Ane Kanaya, Aya Sakura, and Sayaka Kurara in this assessment match. Aya seemed really out of shape about this.
So how many times has Sariano won the red belt?
None.
How many times has Poi won the red belt?
None.
And Yuna?
Not even close.
Okay, so who's getting looked at here?
I know.
You know?
Right?
So that's the only thing I have. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't think that they meant it as a trial match for Aya and Sayaka. I think Aya is just hearing it that way because she's Aya Sakura. I think she's just being herself and she's like, oh no, oh god, now I'm being tested. Like, she's paranoid.
I mean, I love it. It'll be a lot of fun. I kind of think the girls might win this.
They could. They're very strong wrestlers now.
I think that this might be Ane's first win.
Ooh.
I say it every single time as a joke.
We said that before this show.
It's as a joke, but the Cosmic Angels, they're just always entertaining. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Their mannerisms and their facials are just hilarious.
I love the fact that I feel like Poi might be getting back on track.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it, but I feel like she might be getting back on track. I dig that.
Yes.
I want more Poi and Sariano's story.
Yeah, me too. Like, they've kind of been separated a lot lately.
Enjoy what we got, and again, we haven't got there yet, but just little moments of looking at one another for just a split second.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think this might also fold into the leadership of Cosmic Angels angle maybe a little bit.
There you go, yeah. There you go.
Because they don't have an official leader.
Yeah, they don't. They
gotta find one.
Obviously is Natsupoi.
Yeah, but I think Natsupoi is obviously the default leader of Cosmic Angels.
Yeah, I mean, she should be the leader, I believe.
Yeah, and another thing with Yuna is that after the Mei Seira Emma Maishima match, she approached Emma Maishima and offered her a high-speed title match. And Mei, God bless her, like, you remember back when Mei was high-speed champion and every time someone would challenge her, she would get that look on her face like, oh God, I don't want to fight you. She had this look on her face during this interaction with Emma and Yuna like, I'm standing right here. I won the match, and I'm a high-speed wrestler. Like, she was, like, kind of, like, surprised.
Kind of like, you're still holding my stupid belt.
Yeah, and like, Yuna was talking to Emma.
That's my belt. The gods forged it on Mount Olympus for me. Yeah. Because there's not a better high-speed wrestler that's ever existed than me. Yeah. And she just happens to be with, two of the other three of the best of all time. Yeah, this is a very high-speed faction in Genesis. Absolutely.
But I just thought it was funny because Mei has some of the funniest facials when she's great. Doesn't agree with something, especially. Yeah,
it's classic.
But Yuna versus Emma should be fun. I think Yuna's just trying to get more defenses at this point. She's like, I need a high-speed title match. Who's it going to be?
I hope that leads into Mei going back for it.
I think she will eventually, for sure, because she obviously still cares about it if she had feelings about this.
Because Mei Seira as the high-speed champion, that's just as important as any world title. Yeah. It just happens to be your weight class or whatever. It's she makes it that important. And then you have people that come up that is a lot of fun. Like Mei Seira, man, if I could just see Natsupoi want that title.
Oh, man.
I know she wants the big one.
Just gun for the high-speed title.
But Natsupoi versus Mei Seira, and just imagine a 20-minute match.
It would be so good.
For a high-speed title that we were featuring as a main event, right? Yeah. Starlight Kid and her, Azumi and her.
There's so many good ones.
Just so many great matches.
Even from outside, like Mio, Momono, or
the thing that's
Kahaku.
always made me mad in wrestling, always, is that just because something's a lot heavy or a X division or something like that it's a less than. Right. When it's really just it's a style thing. It's sometimes it's a weight thing, sometimes it's a style thing. Yeah. But it doesn't mean it can't be the most important thing you have.
Exactly. Like in New Japan, the junior heavyweight division is a weight thing, right? Like you literally have to meet that weight to wrestle in that division. And we saw all throughout like our time religiously watching New Japan how Hiromu made that the most important thing in his life.
Bro, there was a time.
Everything to him.
There was a time when that belt was absolutely the top belt.
Oh, yeah. It was the most entertaining belt to watch ever be defended.
When Hiromu and Despy finally got to the, rip the mask off match with all the emotion and the love and the crying.
That time period.
That was just us. That was...
we were crying.
We were gigging during the match. And it was just like... but that, to me, is peak,
Yeah, and I agree completely. Like, if we could have a high-speed division where there was someone who was just like, this is the belt, the only belt that matters, and I'm going to defend it that way. I'm going to elevate it to the main event. Like, that would be so cool if we just had that person in Stardom.
Exactly. That's why I love when people do that with a belt. I don't care what the belt is you have. Yeah. Just make it the most important belt in the world.
Make it must-see. Make people never want to miss your defenses, and it will become the most important belt.
It's funny because we had when I first started with this company, and they had local television. And me and my guy, we got on there, and we saw that we were going to, be on where we were going to be on the TV taping.
Right.
And, it was like, well, we're jerking the curtain, and, it's just a squash match, and then we've got a 1-minute interview. And I was like, let's make it the most important thing that they've ever seen. I was like, take it in pride, and just make everybody that comes after us really feel less than.
Yeah.
100%. From the promo to what happens in the match, make sure that when they see us, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That was real. All this other stuff, I don't know what that was. That was entertaining.
Yeah.
And by God, we did it. And, we were the top match within a month.
Yeah. And you just have to grab it by both hands, right?
Within a month, I was doing commentary. I had like 3 interviews a show. It was like, it was one of those deals where
kind of like a rocket ship.
Yeah, you just gotta go in and you gotta own your moments, or own your position.
Yeah.
No matter what that position is, don't worry about what's up here.
Yeah.
Just take your time given, take your moment given, take your belt you have.
Yeah.
Make it the most damn important thing there is.
Exactly. Yeah. You should do that with literally anything in life, probably. But in wrestling, we want these, like the high speed title is one of the best titles, some of the best matches that people have had in the past. Rivalries have been built around this title, specifically Starlight Kid Azumi, but like that, it's just such an important thing in my mind in the history of Stardom that I feel like it definitely deserves all the grandiose and all the title shots.
I agree.
And everything. But moving on from that, in the next match, we had a 3-way tag team match. Kyoko Kotatsu and Rani Yagami versus Itsuki Aoki and Akira Karagane versus Maika and Koguma. So this was just one of those fun little matches, that Stardom has. We had the bear stuff go on. We had Itsuki Aoki yelling at everybody. We had kicks from Kyoko and Rana. It was just a great time. And honestly, surprisingly enough to me, Rani Yagami and Kyoko Kotatsu came out the victors in this match. We thought it was going to be Maika and Koguma, but surprise to us, Rana actually hit Akira Karagane with the beat strike to win this match. So there was a moment in the ring afterward where she kind of held the Future of Stardom title up between her and Akira, but then they got backstage, and in the backstage comments, Rana approached Akira and basically said, "No, it's not your time. Sorry." Like, I don't think you're ready. It was so funny.
I think that it's obviously, I think that's foreshadowing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And Akira, that'll just have her work so much harder.
Which she has been already.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's going to be very much gunning for that title now.
I'm looking forward to that.
Because Rana was like, nope. But it was funny to me because when they were in the ring, I was like, oh, she's offering her a title shot. That's the next defense that's going to happen. And then they got backstage and she was like, never mind. I don't think so.
Yeah,
you're not ready.
Not yet, pal.
It's funny. But yeah, I'm looking forward to when that match does happen because Akira has been growing leaps and bounds, especially, I love this tag team with Itsuki. They seem like they're really close and having a lot of fun together. So
I've always loved that tag team.
It's really cute. It's like Itsuki is the one watching Akira right now. It's like they take it in turns. We saw her with Rina Yamashita.
Yeah, she's Asuki's the first one I remember with her. When it was first, becoming a thing. Yeah. And I loved like pushing her where to stand and all the little things.
She's like a nice aunt that's like taking care of her niece. It's
Absolutely.
very cute. In the next match, we got right into our Artist of Stardom title match. So normally on pay-per-views, all the title matches are like at the end of the card. So it's kind of cool to have a mid-card title match. I thought it really kept the energy flowing and helped with the pace of the card a lot. So this match, of course, was Lady C, Hina, and Ami Sourei, Dream Trine, defending their belts against Rion, Kikyo Furusawa, and Maki Ito of the Ito Respect Gunden. And the IRG had a new song and dance to come out to. They had been practicing it for weeks up until this point, but it was a brand new song, and they did a brand new dance together, and it was so cool. Unfortunately, Rion didn't have the matching gear. We were a little sad about that.
Yeah, it'll come, I'm sure.
It'll come along, but it was really cool. Of course, you can always count on the IRG to have one of the best entrances of the show and get everyone involved. But this match, dude, it was crazy. It was off the wall, this match, especially the crowd participation, because they were just on top of it the whole time, chanting, clapping, yelling, screaming. It was so loud.
Yeah, it was great the whole time, like you said. And Dreamtron, that's just what they said was going to happen. This is what they wanted to happen.
Yeah,
was have these competitive, fun matches where you look forward to these belts being defended. And by God,
they made it happen.
It was fantastic from the moment. See, I thought that was just an alternate song she used sometimes, but from that moment
for the IRG,
yeah,
like this iteration of the IRG, it's new.
But from the moment that happened, they had the great choreography, and it was so funny because Dreamtron's talked about that. They've talked about the fact that you're an entrance, basically,
right?
And sort of thrown that out there,
yeah.
But they said afterwards, Hina was like, I felt your passion, I felt your fighting spirit,
yeah,
and it's in there, and it really was. It was so good, and they're working so well together already. But man, listen, Dreamtron's on a different level,
dude. There was a long stretch of this match that was Hina versus Maki Ito. That was just spectacular. They did the forearm spot, like the normal back and forth, but they went so long that the crowd just started cheering.
Yeah, it just came up.
It was like they were doing the hey, 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 back and forth, but then they just kept going, and the crowd was like, ah, it was so good.
Yeah.
And the IRG hitting a triple stunner on Hina all at once. It's so cool.
No, it's fantastic. And I love these two teams against one another. So I hope it's just the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Because even if they go to another challenger, I kind of like this matchup.
It's a great matchup. These two trios, I want more trios in Stardom if this is the kind of action we're going to get, because it's so exciting and fun and just nonstop. Rion actually almost pulled out the win in this match on Hina, but Amisori managed to break up that pin before it hit 3. And then Hina hit Rion with the jackhammer and the Mad Splash to get the 3 and retain the titles for Dreamtron. So that was their second defense already. They just had one a week ago. So they're on a tear already. And I'm so looking forward to who they're going to be facing next and what's going to happen, because, man, they're exciting.
And speaking of exciting,
so they hand the microphone off to Taro Okada he was gonna talk about the 5-Star Grand Prix and sort of set up the announcement of the blocks for the 5-Star Grand Prix. But as he's talking on the microphone, who should come up behind him with a razor, no less than Tekla. Man, she just snuck up on him and attacked him, and she threw him in the ring. She got her belt off and was whipping him. It was like it was so fun. Tekla's in here, she's yelling at Taro Okada. She's telling him that she's gonna kill him and Stardom, and then Starlight Kid, of course, comes down. She runs down to save Okada and take out Tekla she did as well. Like, she was not gonna stand for that on her home base.
I love the fact that Starlight really laid it in.
Man,
I
was mad.
like the fact she come out there as the true baby face, come out there and save her company and to defend her company, and just, this is my turf. Yeah. You're not going to do it here.
You came into my house.
Kudos to everybody involved in making this happen. It was a lot to fly Tekla, obviously, to Tokyo and wherever, and have this happen. And it does so much for the match.
Yeah. It does.
It's just really great.
This is the most exciting thing for me for Forbidden Door. The build on this has been happening since WrestleMania weekend.
Right.
You can argue that it's been happening since Tekla got fired from Japan, but this active build for Forbidden Door has been happening since Tekla showed up at the Stardom American Dream Show back in April. So it's been a long time coming.
Wouldn't it be something if Starlight won that belt?
It would be. It would be so much of something.
I think it would be so cool. And
how crazy
we were hearing that Tony Khan saying that was his favorite wrestler outside of Stardom. I mean, outside of AEW.
Yeah. Tekla did bring that up, didn't she? That Tony Khan said Starlight Kid was his favorite. Like, good taste, Tony.
Yes.
Kudos to you.
Way to go, TK.
But yeah, this build has been so good. I'm so excited for Tekla versus Starlight, because one, they know each other already so well. There's no language barrier because Tekla can speak Japanese. So it's set up already to be a crazy match.
It's going to be a Stardom match.
I'm so excited about
anytime we get a Stardom match with pay-per-view time limit.
Yeah. For a world championship.
They get a chance to do it like that. The only thing that I just hope that Starlight gets a chance to play around in the ring a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it is, I hope so too. It is different.
Yeah, it's a different ring. Totally different. But I imagine Okada will be there for Forbidden Door because Tekla invited him. You know, she's like, I'll fly you out. But I imagine he'll be there and that some things will probably happen. But I don't know who's going to win. It feels like Starlight winning would be a huge thing for the honor of Stardom, right? But there's always the chance of Tekla cheating. You know, she has the girls.
It feels really cool, man. I think Stardom's a huge deal.
Yes.
And I think that if you're going to have Forbidden Door, you're going to have Wembley.
Uh-huh.
It would not be the worst thing in the world to have that kind of international pizzazz, in the match at Wembley.
Yeah. I mean, we could have Starlight Kid versus Mercedes Moné at Wembley.
Freaking amazing.
And my mind's just going all over the place.
Yeah, because think about what Mercedes could do coming in and costing Starlight like the 5-star or something.
Yeah. It could be, there could be so many things happen before then.
We don't even know everybody yet. So there could be a couple of surprises still for the 5-star.
Speaking of which, we did get the 5-star Grand Prix announcement after this little attack. We know most of the people who are going to be in the 5-star Grand Prix this year. We're doing the 4 blocks once again. So Red Stars A, Red Stars B, Blue Stars A, Blue Stars B, and then the top point scorers in each block will go on to a sort of final bracketed tournament afterwards. And this is taking place through the months of July and August, so it's coming up fast. But we're going to read off the participants real quick. We're not going to go too deeply into this. They have already announced when every single match is going to take place and everything, but we will have a full 5-star Grand Prix preview like we always do.
Huge preview.
So we're just going to talk about who's in it right now. Starting with Red Stars A, we have Sayaka Kurara, Tomoka Inaba, Azumi, Itsuki Aoki, Maika, Natsuko Tora, Rina, and someone who will qualify at a later date.
And then Red Stars B, we have Saida, Lady C, Mei Sara, Rina Yamashita, Maki Ito, Konami, Azusa Inaba, and Utami Hayashishita.
And then Blue Stars A, we have Aya Sakura, Hina, Miyu Amasaki, Suzu Suzuki, Hanako, Rion, Ruaka, and B. Priestley.
And Blue Stars B, we have Hanan, Yuna Mizumori, Amisori, Starlight Kid, Koguma, Momo Watanabe, Saya Kamatani, and someone who will qualify.
Yes, so a lot of big names in the 5-star this year. A lot of really cool matchups that are going to be happening across the blocks and, of course, in the afterwards tournament. But a couple of notable names missing as well, and not just the ones that we already knew about with Shiri Hazuki, Rana, and Fuachan going overseas during 5-star season, but conspicuous by their absence are Sariano and Natsupoi. So, a little curious. I know there are still 2 spots left for qualifiers, but it feels like those are 2 people you would throw in to begin with and not make qualify for the 5-star Grand Prix.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you.
So it's very interesting to see what that leads to and what that's all about. But I am excited about who is in it. And we also there aren't a lot of rookies in it this year or anything. So it's very big matches all the way around.
Yeah, and there's so many that I'm just excited just looking at the, some just I'm excited for weird reasons.
Yeah. And
some I'm just excited I'm basically excited to see Utami face everyone on the list.
Yeah.
But Utami and Maki Ito.
That's going to be so fun.
I'm
so happy Itsuki and Rina made the cut this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's just cool. Hina versus Suzu.
Yeah.
Hanan versus Starlight Kid. Saya Kamatani versus Momo Watanabe.
We're going to talk about them here in a minute.
and Starlight Kid versus Saya Kamatani. I just love some of these matchups so much.
I love 5-star Grand Prix because we get all the singles matches, every singles match.
And then if you look at Red Stars and you look at Blue Stars, There's a possibility for a hell of a final.
There's people on opposite sides that could meet in the final that would be very timely story-wise.
They just happen to be the last name listed on both things. So, you
never know.
Yeah.
So, after the announcement of the 5-star Grand Prix, we got back into the action with an 8-man match where Fukigen Death, Azusa Inaba, Ruaka, and Natsuka Tora took on Fuwa-chan, Hazuki, Sariano, and Natsupoi. So, the best part of this match was the team-up of Fuwa-chan, Hazuki, Sariano, and Natsupoi. They seemed like they were really excited to all be together as a team. It was not a very long match. It was kind of just like, get it done, and we're done. But Natsupoi did win this match with the Fairy Magic on Fukigen Death. I love the Fairy Magic. It always looks so cool. They went so fast as well. I can imagine doing that on someone like Fukigen Death just makes it all the more fun.
Yes.
So, big win for the babyfaces here over Hate. And in the backstage comments, they did their normal thing where they're like, congratulations, we all had fun teaming together, blah, blah. But then there was like this little moment between Sariano and Natsupoi. Of course, we didn't see this during the show. We watched the backstage comments afterwards because you don't have time during the show to watch them. But it kind of hinted toward what would happen later in the night, where Sariano was kind of giving Natsupoi the nod.
Yeah, she gave her the Iggy. She's just like, yeah, it's all good, babe.
Yeah, it's like, you go do you. You go do your thing. Which I thought was really sweet. They have a long history of trying to out-compete each other.
Yes.
So having that support, I'm sure, means a lot to
I think so, too.
The next match was a singles match between Xena and Hanako, and this was just a powerhouse match. They were just beating the crap out of each other. It was a very emotional match for them both as well, because as we know, Xena's soon to leave Stardom, and Hanako and her have grown very close. They were in EXV together, and they never really got to have a singles match against each other. So they had it here. Xena did win the match with a jackknife. It was a cool little match. But then afterwards, Xena announced that her final Stardom match would be at Korakuen Hall on July 8th. And, she asked everyone to kind of come out and support her for that match. And kind of a little adjacent note to this whole Xena storyline, a little behind the scenes, Xena is in a relationship with the professional wrestler Daga. And if you've seen over the past couple days in the news, Daga just showed up in AAA. So whether or not that has anything to do with Xena leaving Stardom.
Obviously, different continent, and AAA is, WWE,
yes.
And it's a big deal for Daga.
Very interesting.
Restarting a very famous faction there.
Yes.
So obviously, it's a big shot for Daga.
It is.
And that's awesome. But more than likely, that could have implications on where we see Xena next, I would imagine.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see her pop up somewhere in the WWE sphere. I don't know what that will look like. TNA,
I mean, she'd be great in AAA.
AAA, WWE, NXT. It could be any of the above, but I imagine that she'll stay close to home. So it's sad to see her leave Stardom. She's been a standard bearer in Stardom for years.
I'm sure the chest of all the girls will not mind a bit.
They're all going to be like, no, Xena, don't leave, while they're like rubbing their chests. Yeah. So I'm sure they're not too sad about
all
it.
The gear will change, and we'll stop seeing the chains across the chest. And
it's like free and open chests all of a sudden.
It's like everybody has chains now and spikes.
They're trying to keep Xena away. I mean, they still have Saida to contend with in that arena, but man, those Xena chops, man.
They're ridiculous.
They're so loud.
Yeah.
The next match was perhaps the match most people were looking forward to. So this was the start of our final 4-match run for our Stardom pay-per-view, which is when usually the big boy things start happening. And this match was the 8-man match between Miyu Amasaki, Azumi, Starlight Kid, and Utami Hayashishita versus Bea Priestley, Konami, Momo Watanabe, and Saya Kamatani. So we talked about this on our preview show. This match, out of 8 people, 7 of these people have a history in Queen's Quest. And with Utami back trying to get Saya Kamatani's attention, there has been a lot of talk about the potential future of Queen's Quest, because they were never disbanded They had never said Queen's Quest cannot be a faction anymore when they were put to bed. They just had a bunch of people leave, and then Saya decided she didn't want to do it anymore. So there's a potential future for Queen's Quest.
It's out there.
But this match was definitely a lot of Utami just wanting that moment with Saya Kamatani. She thought she was going to get it at the very beginning of the match because she and Saya both got in the ring. They were facing off with each other. The crowd was going crazy. And then Saya tagged out to Momo Watanabe. And when she did that, Azumi jumped the heck in. She was like, get me in there. Put me in, coach. She was ready to go. Anytime Azumi gets a chance to go against Momo Watanabe, she's going to jump at it, right? Because she still feels very betrayed by her former tag team partner in Queen's Quest, no less.
Yes.
But the first 10 minutes of this match were excellent. It was just nonstop action, the girls doing what they do best, very much going at it. And then, as like the moment the 10-minute call rang out, Utami Hayashishita and Saya Kamatani face off in the ring. It was like so poetic. I don't know what, it was like a match happened and then after the match happened, but it's still the match. It was so crazy. And of course, this is what everyone wanted to see. And boy did it deliver. They went after it. They were doing all the standard things, but we did have some normal hate shenanigans because Momo Watanabe came in there with the bat. She was going to hit Utami and she missed, and Saya Kamatani ducked out of the way. She's like, oh, good. We're all safe. Saya grabs Utami again. She's like, get her. I got her this time. Momo swings. Utami ducks, but Saya doesn't. And Momo Watanabe, like, just slams the crap out of Saya Kamatani with that bat. And that allows Azumi to get in, get some help for Utami. Utami picks up Saya Kamatani, puts her feet on Momo Watanabe's shoulders, and hits a magic killer that throws both Saya and Momo Watanabe across the ring. Then Utami was able to hit the hijack bomb and pin Saya Kamatani to win the match. Whoo! Man.
And if that wasn't enough, while Saya Kamatani's laying on the mat, Utami slithers over there and just stares at her.
Oh, some of those pictures, man.
And gets atop her and stares down at her, and Saya does, harbor a stare back.
Yep. Saya grabs her hair, but Utami just gently, pulls her hand down. It's like Utami's like, listen to me.
Yeah. And it was pretty intense, but then when Saya Kamatani gets up, she's trying to keep her composure of being Saya Kamatani.
Yes.
And Momo's like, hey, I'm sorry. And she had none of it. She's just like, no, you know what? And to be fair, we've laughed before about making a compilation of the times Momo Watanabe has hit one of her partners with the bat.
Yeah, to lead to the loss.
Over the years. And there's multiple dozen.
It's been a lot.
She
does it a lot.
But this one was intense. And then the magic killer.
It was so cool because it was a magic killer, but it was like Utami hitting one move on two people.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It was really good. Honestly, backstage comments.
Man, Saya and Momo are not happy with one another. Saya, of course, was like, Momo, you did that on purpose, didn't you? And she's like, so frustrating losing to Utami. What were these 2 years even about? She's so upset.
And Momo was like, before I got hurt, you were stronger.
Yeah.
I don't know. This wasn't my fault. It's not my fault. You're not strong.
Oh my God.
And it's your fault. It's not my fault. What happened?
The cracks are showing.
Very much the first ever cracks. Because we've wanted cracks before.
Yeah, we've been waiting for hate to turn on each other, and they never do.
And there's not been the cracks. We've wanted the cracks before. We've been led to believe there was cracks.
Yes.
By Momo doing some of the most confusing crap I've ever seen. To this day, it's a match I will not even think about.
Because it's like, what were you even doing?
I don't even want to talk about it now.
Yeah.
But we've been led down that road before, so I'm very kind of gun shy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this one looks so damn obvious.
It does, because they're visibly upset with one another.
So is it Momo turning, or is it Saya turning, or is it, you know what I mean?
It's hard to say, because it could go either way, and either one of them could end up on Utami's side. And it's exciting to think about because especially with Saya and Momo in the same block in the 5-star, so they're gonna have to face each other. But I think even before then, we're gonna see more and more of this rift forming.
The whole story itself is obviously incredible. It's just
the best story going in Stardom right now.
It's built in. It's entertaining. It makes sense.
It does. And speaking of which, Utami has announced that she's officially joining Stardom.
There you go, buddy.
I thought it was so funny. She announced this backstage, and Azumi said something interesting while they were back there. She was like, Saya. You know, I had stuff I wanted to talk about too, but you're always talking about Saya Kamatani. Like, I was like, girl, you got some feelings.
No, it was something.
It was.
It was all something. It was really crazy.
It's kind of like a did you only come back here for her and not the rest of us kind of thing. Like,
well, we hope that's the case.
Yeah. And then Azumi and Miyu was like, we're not going to welcome you back yet. And they did a little meh, and then they ran off.
Yeah.
They're very funny.
But just us being, you know.
Perhaps the funniest part of all of this was Starlight Kid just kind of being there. She's like, I will help out and I'll be gung-ho about it, but I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, nor do I really care.
I've got other things on my mind like Tekla.
Yeah.
But yeah, this story is so good. Just seeing the pictures of Utami and Saya looking at each other after Utami beat her, and you know Saya's so mad about it because she didn't want to give Utami the time of day, and she was like, you didn't achieve any results while you were gone. Well, I became the biggest thing in Joshi, so and now she's lost to her, and she's like, She probably went and broke some things.
I don't know, man. I love this story, and it's one of those. It's a heart-wrenching. It's a hell of a story.
I have a feeling it's going to be playing out for the rest of the year. Like, we might get all the way to Dream Queendom before we get any kind of real resolution here.
I mean, I think you're right. And it's so careful. I mean, Saya Kamatani is the cash cow.
Yeah.
She is the greatest thing to ever happen.
Yes.
And, you know, how do you do that? How do you can't have her just go back to the Kota Ibushi's fangirl.
No.
You know,
you can't just kill the Dark Phoenix like that.
No.
It's going to be interesting. I don't know if that means Momo's going to end up turning back to Utami's side and going babyface, and they're going to go against Saya, or if Saya's going to see the light eventually. I don't know, but I am sat. I'm ready to see it all happen.
Me too, buddy.
After that, we got into our 3 title matches, starting off with the IWGP Women's Championship, Shiri versus Rina Yamashita, and man, those two can go. Of course, this went a lot like we expected. It was like Shiri's kicks versus Rina Yamashita's lariats. They were just throwing hands at each other and feet the whole time. And of course, because it's a pay-per-view and because they know I don't like it, they had to throw 2 nasty headbutts during this match. God, the sound just lives in my brain and I hate it.
No, I hate it too.
I wish they wouldn't do that. It's the one thing that I wish they would not do, because it just puts fear in me that they're going to damage their brains.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But this match was really great. You can tell that they know each other so well. Rina Yamashita having like a straight up wrestling match with Shiri, it was so good. Like, they even grappled a bit in this one, and that's not really what you think about when you think of Rina Yamashita, right? She's the deathmatch Amazonas for a reason. But Shiri did end up winning this match. She submitted Rina Yamashita with her version of the stretch muffler and retained the IWGP Championship, but they were very kind to each other afterwards. Rina was very emotional, and she was like, I'm going to keep getting stronger and stronger, you know, that kind of thing. Then we had a challenge for the IWGP Women's Championship.
We did.
And who was that challenger, you may ask?
Boy!
Natsupoi.
Yes.
The crowd was like, ooh.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time since we've had the deadliest fairy in the game.
It has.
You know, she's been on the back burner, she's been simmering, but now it's time to make the tea.
It's time. Shiri versus Natsupoi is gonna be glorious.
It's going to be violent. It's going to be violent. And there's story there. There's built-in story.
Yeah,
there's
so
much lore with them too.
Man.
I think that respect-wise, Jesus Christ, dude.
Their respect on this one's off the charts for each other.
It's like, holy crap. I mean, it can be one of the most violent, beautiful violence that we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
And it's very much a a 2023 violence, 2022, like like the Julia era. Yeah, that's one of those. We
know how Natsupoi can get when she wants something,
and I love Natsupoi like that. I love her being that person.
Yeah,
and especially going after something very important. And I would also love to see, and I have to say this, as much as I've enjoyed Sherry's title run, I think Natsupoi is IWGP. I think she would be a hell of a champion.
She would be. She would be an excellent IWGP Women's Champion.
The other cool part to her being that champion is her husband.
Right, yeah.
Being who he is and the IWGP connection.
The IWGP couple.
It'd be kind of cool.
It would be cool. I think Natsupoi definitely deserves it. And I think that she is more than capable of beating Shiri in a one-on-one match. So I'm very excited to see this match because I know it's going to be violent. I'm so excited. Then we come to our semi-main event of the evening for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. Hanan versus Saya Iida. When I tell you that these two just make magic together, whether they're tag teaming or they're facing off against each other, this was not the normal Hanan match that we see. Okay, so like Hanan versus Saya Iida, Hanan was the aggressor. She was on top of it. She was offense heavy right from the start, which makes sense, right? She's the champion, and she's also the bigger, stronger competitor between herself and Saya Iida. And Iida was able to come back and get that offense in, but normally when we see Hanan wrestle, there's a lot of selling happening on Hanan's part. Like, she is an excellent seller, so we see her cry a lot in wrestling matches, but to see her so aggressive and just taking charge and taking the lead, it was so cool.
Dude, you forget how great she is sometimes. It's like the Big Han came into this, and my God, you're right. We noticed it as it was happening because we always pay attention to her selling. She just has that sell, and that's kind of her match.
Yeah.
Is coming up from the bottom. But dude, she was laying in incredible offense. They're both ladies. Both of them are so technical, so well schooled, so incredible, so fast, so furious. It really was all cylinders. Everything was clicking. You had your V8 just pushing out 750 horsepower down a desert highway, rattling the street signs as it goes by, dust going out. It was just incredible, man. This was a well-oiled machine, an engine that just couldn't be stopped.
It was.
I love this match.
Yeah.
I love this match. You can't have this match every day. You can't have this match every week. They're friends, they're partners, all this. But they let all that go away just to have a good, clean, violent match.
Yeah, so this match-wise, this was probably my match of the night, like actual wrestling-wise.
Yeah.
Because it was just that good. There were moments near the end of this match, like Saya Iida taking a backdrop off the ropes and then a double backdrop suplex in the ring, which is one of Hanan's finishers, and still kicking out. And then Saya Iida going for the Be a Star, which is her version of a muscle buster on Hanan. Number one, the visual of her picking up Hanan from the corner when Hanan is so much bigger than her was crazy. Number two, the counter Hanan did to the Be a Star into a DDT looked so gross. It was crazy.
It sounded gross.
It was insane.
You rarely hear the sound of the head hit the ring like that.
It was so gross.
But you heard it on this one.
Yeah, and this was in the far reaches of the match as well. And they, as much as they threw at each other and everything that they did, the only way Hanan was able to keep Saya Iida down and pin her was by hitting her with 17, which is a roll up.
Yeah.
So it was like quick, done. She won, she retained, but man, Saya Iida really gave it to her.
But if they wrestled 10 times, they would split it.
Yeah. It just goes to show how amazing a match can be against someone you know so well, someone you love. Like, we've seen it out of Poi and Sariano a million times by now, but friend matches are just another level.
Yeah, I despise babyface matches, and you know this.
Yes.
I freaking hate it because the crowd doesn't know who to cheer.
Right.
And so you get a dead crowd most of the time.
Right.
That's the only reason I hate it, but I usually hate it. This wasn't like that because the crowd just doesn't give a shit there.
The Joshi crowd will just cheer for everyone.
Yeah, they cheer for whoever's underneath. Like during a match, if somebody is coming fighting up and showing fighting spirit, that person's going to get cheered.
Yeah, because they're like, yeah, we want this match to keep going.
That's why when you see a young girl coming up, and it's normally like they're chanting for her,
Yeah.
Like, come up, show your fighting spirit. I love it. It's more of a rooting you on during the struggle than it is a favoritism thing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's really cool. The crowd was also really into this one, so it made it all the better. But what was the reason that Hanan and Saida even wanted to have this match in the first place, other than the Wonder of Stardom Championship? They said they wanted to showcase what Stars is all about and kind of show people that they're still a strong faction despite the fact that they're basically a tag team right now, just the two of them in action. And man, they showed that. And because of that, Matoi Hamabe finally officially joined Stars.
And they should have been like, you know what, you lost your chance.
Sorry.
We're tired of waiting.
Grifter.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. I mean, and you know what? It made sense. It really did. They might have planned that 10 months ago, but it was that good of a match.
It was. It's like she's questioning. She's not sure where she wants to land. But then she sits by the ring and she watches these two in all their passion and heart. And she's like, yes, I want to be a part of that. It was good. Yes, me too.
How could you not? Like, if you want to get better, that would be two incredible mentors to be around to get better. Because if you get a tide as good as them, you're going to be great.
Yeah, so they go backstage. They have their normal backstage comments. But Rana Yagami showed up again and offered Matoi a Future of Stardom championship match. She was like, now that you're in a faction and you got your footing, how about a little shot at this? And Matoi was like, she stepped up. She was like, yes, I am going to come take that belt. So that will be the next Future of Stardom championship match that we see. And Akira's probably screaming somewhere in the distance.
Oh, yeah. I just love that. I want her to be out in a woods somewhere screaming. Just
She hears the news and she's like, ah! But yes, semi-main event was so good. After that, we got to our main event for the World of Stardom Championship. Sayaka Kurara versus Suzu Suzuki. And Suzu came out with some new gear. You know how it is when you get a title match. You want to look your best. And she looked awesome. But this match started off really crazy because literally in the first few minutes of the match, Suzu Suzuki hit a pile driver on Sayaka Kurara on the apron of the ring and then dropped her to the floor on her head. Oh my god, it was so scary. I was like, what are we doing right now? And then they spent more time outside, running into chairs and stuff. I was like, no, get back in the ring. We don't want to do that. It was wild. We expect that, though, out of someone like Suzu Suzuki, right? She's a brawler. She's a deathmatch wrestler at heart. She wants to make things as crazy and nasty as she possibly can within the confines of the match. So it was a very brawl-heavy match. There were more headbutts in this match, by the way. Sayaka Kurara probably gave the nastiest one, though. She was giving it back to Suzu, and it sounded ew. But Sayaka, to her credit, really put her entire heart and soul into this match and really showed that she is capable of facing off against someone like Suzu Suzuki. She even kicked out of Suzu's double German suplex hold. Unfortunately, Suzu was able to hit one more German suplex on her, which ended up pinning her, and Suzu Suzuki became the new World of Stardom champion. Thoughts?
Okay. So, as we started to show off, you got to trust the process sometimes.
Yes.
The only criticisms I will throw is... My God, it's hard. Kurara ended the incredible record-breaking reign of the greatest wrestler in Joshi.
Yes.
Recently. And then Suzu can come right in and beat her.
Yeah.
And that, to me, says what about Suzu and, Kamitani?
Right.
That's interesting. Off night, for Carrara, maybe all the emotion in the world was in the Kamatani match.
Right. It's kind of like a magical thing, right? Like she had so much behind her that she was able to overcome such a...
Suzu said you can go back to being who you should be right now.
Be authentic.
Basically saying you should be a young girl.
Right.
Or whatever.
Right. Be like back in your lane.
back in your lane. It's so crazy to me, all of it.
It is. It is crazy.
And just because I don't yet understand it.
Yes. It's definitely not the way that I thought it was going to go or wanted it to go.
I don't know, like, because that was so much story to get us to the point with Carrara winning that belt.
Yeah.
So much story. And it just feels kind of like, I don't know, it feels almost like you got a refund.
Right.
You know?
It's like, oh no, never mind. Look, can I send that back?
Like a buyer's remorse kind of thing.
Right.
And I'm hoping that's not what it is. I'm hoping that it's just Carrara doubting who she was and like having the help me out when you're doing something you don't think that all of a sudden you don't feel like you're who they say you are.
Imposter syndrome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Imposter syndrome, which I think everybody probably has.
Yes.
But like that could be a really cool part of the story.
It could be kind of like, I have this belt, should I actually have this belt,
right.
sort of thing. Like Suzu kind of got in her head too much.
She did, and she talked about it the whole time.
She did. She's like, what do you actually stand for?
Yeah.
Like, why do you want to be champion? Because I feel like Sayaka's story was more that she wanted to take down Saya Kamatani than be champion necessarily.
But we've seen that throughout Carrara's entire career. Like when she didn't win against Saya the first time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she just comes out like, well, I should go for this.
Yeah.
And, and Hina was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like,
yeah.
You don't just do that.
Yeah.
So we've seen this from her a few times.
We have.
And really kind of a doubting thing with herself or putting herself in situations maybe she doesn't belong in.
Right. That she's not quite ready for.
So in that part of it, yeah. But does she come to play when it's time, when that bell rings? Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
She does amazing things in these matches.
Yeah.
Looks the part in an incredible way. Has a hard time telling you how she did it.
Yes. It just happened.
and like Suzu's right. She has no ability on the mic.
Yeah.
And,
she's very meek.
Yeah.
She's very much a
very
girl
nice.
next door. Yeah.
She's very nice, and she just doesn't have that, really where she's not just going to tell you off. She's going to show you in the ring, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But I like to think that Suzu just got in her head.
Yeah.
And that this is
made
the
her
story.
doubt herself.
Yeah, made her doubt herself, and maybe she has to find herself.
Yeah.
And come back stronger than ever.
Sayaka's definitely someone who performs the best when she believes in a cause, right?
Yeah.
Like, her defeating Saya Kamatani was more than just a match to her. It was literally the legacy of Cosmic Angels in her mind. Like, she had to do it. There was no ifs, ands, and buts about it. But then when it came to Suzu, it was more just like facing a bully, almost like this person who doesn't believe in you and puts you down at every turn. And maybe that got to Sayaka to a point where she was just like, maybe I can't do it. Maybe I'm not supposed to be champion.
I just don't want to see a Momo Watanabe situation. I don't want to see a Tommy Rich situation.
Right.
Former world champion or, former white belt champion.
Right.
Or that all of a sudden you're kind of like if you were to come in a year ago and you hadn't seen the Momo Watanabe stuff.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what?
You wouldn't know why she was so...
She was one of the best? What?
Yeah.
You just wouldn't know because she's just not featured in that position.
Exactly.
And I don't want to see that because Carrara is really special.
She is.
She's good.
She's going to be around for a long time doing the most incredible things. And now Suzu's champion. She had Bozilla in her corner, which was a surprise to her that the Mavita Loca girls brought Bozilla along, and they were all backstage celebrating afterwards. Suzu's very grateful and happy to be champion.
And I don't want to, for a second, wondering about that, make people think that we are not happy as crap about Suzu Suzuki. If you go back to our archives, one of our first 10 episodes, was just a feature. The whole episode is just a story of Suzu Suzuki to that point.
Yeah, she had a similar Cinderella story to Sayaka Carrara in the 2023 5-star Grand Prix where she won the whole thing.
Yeah.
When nobody believed in her. Like, she's been there. She's done that. She's been Sayaka Kurara, but now she's at the top, and I don't know where we go from here, personally. Like, I'm not 100% on the direction or the story, but I'm going to trust that whatever happens, I'm going to have a great time watching it and just be along for the ride.
And if all else fails, we got Utami and Kamitani.
If all else fails, we got Queen's Quest in our back pocket. Let's go. And we got Natsupoi challenging for the IWGP Championship.
Lots of good shit going on.
There's so much good to be had.
Absolutely.
But that was the conversion. It was a really fun pay-per-view, you know? Like, a lot of the matches were really quick. Really short, especially in the undercard. It was like, hey, these girls are here, look at them, here they are, okay, goodbye, get out, next match. But, you know, you have a good time. They're paced so quickly that you never get bored. And then when you get to the final 4 matches, it's like, okay, boys, this is where the heavy hitters are.
I will say on this one, it was even more than 4. There was probably...
the artist match is definitely in there.
There's probably 5-6 matches that are just phenomenal.
Yeah, they were. So it was a great time, and you can always count on Stardom to deliver with these pay-per-views. But coming up next weekend, we have Forbidden Door, and there are also Stardom shows this upcoming weekend as well. So lots more action on the horizon. And of course, next month starts the 5-star Grand Prix, so we are not slowing down even for a second. We never do in Joshi, do we?
Rarely.
But that's all we have for you for this episode. Make sure you're following us on all of our socials at Cult of Joshi on X, on Instagram, on Facebook. Subscribe to the Cult of Joshi YouTube channel. If you're listening on YouTube, leave us a comment about what you thought about the conversion.
Tell us your thoughts, yeah.
Any other thing that we talked about here, or anything we didn't talk about that you just want to let us know about, because we love to hear from you guys. But that's all we have for you for now. I'm Raja, he's John. So long from the Cult of Joshi.
Bye!